Let's first have a look at the service price groups. Now, the service price groups are actually the template, the real template for the price adjustment. So later on, we're going to execute a function that's going to check whether a price can be updated or adjusted. Now, the service price group is the template for that adjustment. And you can define a price, an adjusted price, which is based on a fixed amount, a minimum amount, or a maximum amount. Now, before a service price group can have an effect on your pricing, on a service order, you need to be certain that it is assigned to a service item. And that can be done directly or through a service item group. And you will see that on your service order line, whether or not a service price group is attached to your service item, yes or no. So let's have a look now at service price groups and how we can attach them to service items. So let's have a look here. You see here service price groups. And if we open it up, you see that you have a number of price groups specified here, but of course you can create as many service price groups as you really need. Let's then have a look at the setup or configuration of such a price group. And you see here that basically this is about adjustment. And what are we going to adjust? We're going to adjust the price of basically the usage of spare parts and labor on a service order for the repair, and we're going to adjust the price of those repair activities with either a fixed amount, a maximum amount, and a minimum amount. And then the question is, for what? Well, here you see that there will be a link with a service price adjustment group, and that is something that we will see in the next lesson. But a service price adjustment group is actually the group of, for instance, spare parts or the group of resources on which you want to apply this adjustment. And in this example here, and that's an example that we will have the result at the end, you will see that we will apply a fixed price on the consumption of spare parts which belong to this service price adjustment group. Now, you see that this service price group is the adjustment, so it's a template for a price adjustment, and it can be based on a fixed price, a minimum price, or a maximum price, and you can define whether or not that price includes discounts and VAT. You can give it a starting date, so it might be a temporary kind of thing. And important as well is that you can link this with fault reporting, so you can also say like, well, we're only going to make these adjustments for the usage of these spare parts, for instance, and we're going to correct that towards a certain amount, a fixed, a minimum, or a maximum, if that fault area code is reported for this specific service. So that's the first step. You need to have a service price group installed. Then secondly, you also need to have a look on your service item, and I've created a high performance server. Now let's have a look at that high performance server and take it the details of it. Then this high performance server, if we want to make that price group applicable to it, then you need to add that to the service item card. So I can do that either directly, so like in this way, and I can say, well, the server price group is applicable, or you can also link that with a service item group code. Remember, we have spoken about this earlier on. You see that here in the service item groups, you not only can configure the default response time hours, whether or not a service item should be created when you post sold items, for instance, but also here the default service price group code can also be connected here. Now, none of these service item groups are now connected to such a service price group, but that's possible as well. Now, as we don't have a service item group which is configured for this price group, I have done this now manually. But remember, the first step is you need to configure a service price group, the template for the price adjustment, and then you need to assign that service price group to your service item. And that can be done directly on the item card or through a service item group.